Okay, I've been doing cookies for about 5 years now, and it never fails that somewhere along the line I see some other cookier in one of our cookie groups show a picture of this weird broken icing. They get their cookie, they ice the cookie dries, and then the entire form, dried hard icing, breaks off the cookie, and there's this weird crumbly looking stuff underneath of it, I guess. I'm not really sure. Anyway, every time that happens, the first thing everybody cries is overmixed. Oh, it was overmixed, it was overmixed. And so many times the cookier's like, well, I only mixed my royal icing for this long or that long or whatever. I don't know. So, in the name of baking science, I'm going to waste some royal icing and find out if overmixing is really an issue, because that just seems to be like the catch-all default answer, and nobody seems to really know for sure if that's the case, because I've never seen anybody do an actual test like this. So I'm going to put a portion of my big icing here into the little mixer, and I'm going to let it run for 20 minutes. I'm going to set a timer on my oven and let it mix for 20 minutes. And if you're mixing your icing for 20 minutes, that's a lot of mixing. For me, I don't even know that I do a minute and a half. My royal icing is water, meringue powder, and powdered sugar, and a pinch of salt. That's all I ever use. This particular one, I did add some vanilla, but I don't normally do that. I only did it this time because I'm putting it on gingerbread men, and so I wanted it to have that little bit more vanilla flavor. But in general, I don't actually even do that. It's just, I start with the water, I add the meringue powder, I whisk that till it's bubbly, and I don't, like, I've seen a lot of people talk about that variation, and maybe I'll do another test with like just mixing it versus like whipping it. We'll see. Actually, I could go into that. I did try like whipping it more, and I didn't like the result. Yeah, I got a nice fluffy icing, but it separates really, really quickly. Like, I could barely set the icing bag down and it was separating again. Whereas when I don't whip the meringue into the water, I just make it bubbly, that doesn't happen. It takes overnight for it to separate. So there's that. Nevertheless, I digress. So yeah, sorry. I do the water, add the meringue powder just till it's bubbly, then add the powdered, switch to my paddle, and add the powdered sugar, and mix it in until I like the consistency. I usually go with a little bit thinner, so that when I get back to my cookie room, I can tweak it better. I can add my color, and then add more powdered sugar or meringue powder depending on what I need. This is a very, very loose flood. It would probably fall off the cookies. This is a good dipping consistency. But nevertheless, this is about what I normally start it with, and I'll bag it from here, and that way I can tweak it when I get back there. But for now, like I said, I'm going to pour some in here. We don't want to waste too much. Meringue powder's not cheap, y'all. But we got a good little amount in here. If you can see that. Woo! That's at least a cup in there. I'm going to let that go for 20 minutes. I'm going to set a timer on my oven for 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, I'm going to clean my kitchen because it's a mess in here. All right, here we go. Minutes, it's on. And I'm just going to let it go on stir because I don't guess anybody's going any quicker than that. Gosh, I hope not. But we'll see what happens. Now I know also, you know, we may be able to see something right now. I don't know. Um, but the real test will be after it's put on a cookie. So now that our Royal Icing is overmixed, off this sucker. That's what we all do, right? Scrape it off. We don't want to lose as much as possible, huh? Whoop, sorry. Okay. So it thickened up. This is a lot thicker than when I put it in here. That's for darn sure. That I can already see right off the bat. It's much thicker. Okay, but as we said before, the real test is going to be with it on a cookie and then dried. So I'm going to bag this bad boy up, take it to the cookie room, ice a couple of cookies, and wait till tomorrow and see what happens. So even though you'll see me again in 30 seconds, it'll be future me from tomorrow. And I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm interested already that the icing changed consistency, thickened up so much. So we'll find out later. Okay, so far, what happened was, I didn't get to do these last night like I wanted to because, first of all, these cookies were frozen, and I don't decorate on frozen cookies. I let them thaw out. And then I was working on another set, and it just took me away from this. I was too tired, figured I'd do it today. But it kind of helped, too, because I was able to gauge separation. So here's our overmixed bag, and it doesn't look separated like I had said yesterday when I whipped that egg, the meringue powder, before it separated really quickly. This is my normal icing, and there is slight separation, and they're about comparable. So it really didn't separate a whole lot for the last few hours that it has sat here. So I've already decorated my other cookies with my other icing. I know it's good. It works great. I'm going to now cover these with icing. I'll knead this a little together. Cover these with icing and let them dry, and we'll go from there. I will say one thing that I have noticed is it is thick and sturdy, like more so than the regular blended icing. This is much thicker and sturdier, but not like crusting quicker, like it has too much meringue powder, but more like, it's just thicker. Like maybe, I guess, more powdered sugar, but not to where I can't flood easily. So that's interesting. So we just have to see what happens when the cookies dry. Alright, before I get into checking out these cookies, I just wanted to show y'all something funny. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, where you set your bag in the cup, you think it's upright, and then it's not. It just drips, and you're not even there to watch it. So now I have this pile of, I got some sprinkles there, but I got a pile too of that icing, and that's that overmixed icing. So, oh yeah, it dried nice and hard. Look at that. Okay, moving on. These are the 4 cookies I iced with the overmixed icing. I've had them sitting here I've got my fan over there. It blows all the way over here. So they've just been sitting here for the last 24 hours with the fan blowing on them. So to the touch, they're hard. So it gives a little bit, but I had to push pretty hard. Oh, come on, quit unfocusing on me. Darn thing. It's a little ripply, but that's just this cookie. Now we'll break it in half. Okay, so that looks normal. It's not all, it's still a little soft. Sorry. Okay, so this is the cookies that I iced with the overbeaten icing. They've been sitting for 24 hours. I went ahead and broke one in half. They are dried. This darn thing doesn't want to focus on me. I'm sorry. Okay. They are dried relatively hard. I probably could stencil on them or even draw on them. But I'd probably wait till tomorrow, because you can see I'm pushing pretty hard, but I am indenting on it. But it's not, it feels normal so far. It's not falling off the cookie like some people have. It's not a big, so I don't know. I'll wait till tomorrow and try the next ones and see how they turn out. But so far, so good. I don't know. So far, 20 minutes beaten is not a bad thing. So we'll check tomorrow on these cookies and go from there. Okay, this is the last entry part of this video. It actually has been a couple days because I had a few things going on and I couldn't get back to these cookies. Just got super busy. And that's okay, because I just gave these a longer time to dry. So, today is Monday. So, I'm pretty sure it was Friday night when I first iced these. So, Saturday, Sunday, almost 3 days now. And they're completely hard and dry. I'm pushing in on the cookie and not the icing, for real. The cookie's getting indented, but the icing is, my thumbnail did. My nail did it, but not my finger. And here I break it off. And I'm, making a mess. Look at that. I know, you see, I'm trying to get that icing to pull off. And I'm having to work hard. So, I'm going to go with overmixing is, not the problem, because this icing is just fine. All 3 cookies, and it's totally fine. No issues whatsoever with stability, sticking to the cookie. So, I don't know. I'm going to say that overmixing is not the problem on those cookies where the icing just falls off the cookie, because I'm sure nobody else did 20 minutes worth of mixing. And Yeah, there you go. Unless you're using corn syrup. I do not use corn syrup. I did not test it with corn syrup. This was straight meringue powder, water, sugar, and a little bit of vanilla. So there you go. There you have it. Yep. I'm gonna have to agree with the gingerbread lady that royal icing cannot be overmixed. So thanks for joining me, and goodbye.